All right, everybody, we are ready for some more good Mortal Kombat news. We got a lot of news to cover, and joining me is the big man, Scott Howell, of course, the other big guy, Tabmock99, two guys I grew up with following MortalKombatOnline.com, and we're here. We're ready to go, guys. So we got a lot of news to cover. I guess I'll let Tabmock99 start us off with everything that there is to talk about.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it's not all good news, is it?
No.
Let's do this, man. We really have to say something. There was a shooting in Jacksonville at a video game convention, right? At a video game tournament, playing Madden football.
Madden.
And yeah, and yeah, there it is. Four people died, even more injured. The gunman dead. Just a tragedy over losing at a video game.
Yeah.
Awful stuff. And it's one of those things that I think hits us all, even though this isn't like specifically Mortal Kombat. Whenever there's something like this, it hits me because it is close to home because this is my state of Florida.
Yeah.
But also as a gamer, and you know what some of the headlines are going to be. You know that they're going to say, "Oh, look, video games cause violence."
Yeah.
Never mind that this is the first time I've ever heard of a shooting like this happening at a gaming-related anything.
Yeah.
This is basically unprecedented, but you know how it's going to be spun in certain corners of the media, and that's disappointing. And aside from that, it's just the loss of life is tragic in and of itself.
I mean, these guys go to a gaming tournament thinking they're going to have fun, and, then something awful like this happens, and it's a terrible thing, and I feel like as gamers, it's just heartbreaking to see something like this. There's a serious thing of mental illness that's across not just our country but other countries. But we have a real big problem with gun violence, and there's got to be a way to resolve situations like this so things aren't capable of happening like this. And unfortunately, whenever something tragic like this happens, the media spins it to either Republican or Democrat. But really, no one ever talks about the loss of life. No one ever talks about the way that these things can be prevented, besides politics and political reasons. The real prevention, I think, in this case, and this is my opinion, which is my own, but I think that we need to do a better job on taking care of people with mental issues. I mean, and there's a lot of people who have that, and there's nothing wrong in admitting it, but it's the first step is admittance and getting the proper attention and help that you need. But this was heartbreaking to see. Of all games, Madden, and that seems like a pretty chill community. I love Madden. I'm a big Lions guy, so like I that seems like a really chill community, and it's just really shocking that happened. I was just like, what? But
I know.
It's a terrible thing. It really is.
And it's one of those things that, like, for me personally, I don't know if you guys had this, but there's people who know me who are like, "Hey, were you at that thing? Because I know you're into video games. Was that something that you were a part of? Are you okay?" Like, that's something that I at least got, maybe because I'm in Florida.
I bet.
And it's like, yeah, I wasn't there. That's not really my kind of game, but yes, I'm safe and I'm okay. But there are people out there who aren't, and my heart goes out to them. It's just a tragedy, and it's not really the time to blame gamers or gaming or anything like that. But we do need to we do need to try to find a solution, and we do need to try to come together and do something about this. I don't know what else to say about it other than this was just awful, and my heart goes out to everybody who was there and who got caught up on this, and this never should have happened.
No, and it comes down to the mental health aspect of our country, how we're taking care of people who have mental health issues. People who have mental health issues, they're not crazy. It's an honest disease. It's no different than cancer or anything else that you might have. You need to seek actual treatment and get that you need, and there's no shame in doing that. People are born with these things, and when we, I think as a country, like brush that off or make fun of people who have those kind of issues instead of loving them and being there for them, I mean, things like this they're gonna happen, and it's sad and I'm heartbroken over seeing something like this. I mean, it's just a tragedy. So my heart goes out to the families, to everybody involved, and it's just a real bummer that this happened. It's really terrible and sad.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
well, that was unfortunate, and this never should have happened. But that's the reality, and there's no sugarcoating it. That's kind of something that needed to be addressed, and we don't have all the answers here, but it really is something that needs to be solved once and for all.
Right.
Preach it.
Yep.
Well, look, why don't we move on and talk about what we really want to talk about, which is Mortal Kombat and NetherRealm Studios related news. We've got some stuff going on. This is actually something that was brought to my attention by Mortal Kombat Online's own Dark Bishop. He shared this with us. This is the final issue of Injustice. It just came out this past week. The Injustice 2 comics have now completed their run.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, Fatal Kate, if you want to read kind of what you can of this post a little bit.
So it looks like in 2012, Jim Chadwick asked me to write 16 chapters over 16 weeks of a tie-in to a game. We quickly realized that was a mistake, though it was actually only 15. 6 years later, thanks to you and all the fans who embraced our story, I've now written 150 chapters / annuals of Injustice. Brian Bucelato and Chris Sabella wrote a further 80-plus chapters in the middle there, and the epic saga of Injustice has continued to come out almost every single week. Even with the break I had to take to work on the Deep TV series, this is actually the longest job I've had in my life. It's pretty awesome to see this, man. I mean, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But it makes you wonder with something like this, right? With them coming to the final chapters of Injustice on the comic side. Warner Brothers is a big PR machine, right? Like WB Games, like they push. They don't like to have any dead spells. So the fact that this is ending, does this maybe mean or signal that there might be an announcement for the new MK game soon?
I don't know about that, but you're probably not 100% off the mark here, because Warner Brothers they have a lot of resources, right?
A lot.
They have the resources in place to support both franchises at once. So I don't really think they necessarily need to stop Injustice and throw the resources at Mortal Kombat. It doesn't really seem like them. They can do both if they wanted to. But on the other hand, there are some rumors out there, and I'm putting my feelers out there, and there does seem to be a bit of evidence that they're planning on Mortal Kombat 11 comics as a tie-in.
Yeah.
So, you got a point.
So could we see something happening? I mean, Ed Boon did put on Twitter that their next game's going to be the greatest one yet, and it was a picture of the mocap studio. So there is that.
Yeah, and it could be anything, and they're not ready to talk about it just yet, but...
Mocap confirmed, MK11.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, guys. Have you been reading the Injustice 2 comics?
No.
Okay, I've actually kept up with every issue. I've been reading them the whole time. I don't always talk about them. I don't always share everything about them, but I think they are pretty good. They do a really good job of showing Harley Quinn's transformation from the Joker's sidekick to fighting for the good guys. And, to say what's a hero in the Injustice universe, it's hard, because a lot of people just interpret it as, well, Batman's the hero and Superman's not. Superman's now the bad guy. But it's not always so cut and dry. They both team up with other heroes. They both team up with other villains. But Harley really seems to have her heart in the right place. So they did a really good job showing how when the Joker's out of the picture and she's allowed to become her own person again, she's got a lot of good in her.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other cool stuff they did in the comics too. Like they had a wedding between Killer Croc and Orca. They just had a lot of cool things. And one of the comments that this Tom Taylor makes in the middle of his post is how in the middle they did like an additional bunch of chapters. He's talking about a set of comics called Injustice Ground Zero. So it's crazy to think about how they had the Injustice comics, Injustice Ground Zero and Injustice 2, and it all ties together. And it's an epic story, and it fits with the games so well. It's a shame to see that these comics are ending for now, but I know that when Injustice 3 comes out, that they'll bring back more comics to tie into it.
Oh, of course. Of course. You know, it's the comics for both. I mean, I've read like maybe one or two of the Injustice comics. I'm a Mortal Kombat guy, but I'll tell you, like the comics for Mortal Kombat X, phenomenal. They're great. I literally bought every single one. When we were at C2E2, we bought.
We both got the whole set together right then and there.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
That was great.
It was awesome. And yeah, I mean, it's great. It's just such good storytelling, such good art. That I mean, I'm sure it's a hit.
Yeah. Oh, the writers, the artists, they all do top-notch stuff. I really enjoyed the Injustice 2 run. I'm looking forward to more. But like I said, this isn't goodbye. This is see you later.
Right.
Yeah, and in fact, if you look ahead at the next one, you'll see that they're still continuing with the new series that just started, which is the Injustice crossover with He-Man, Masters of the Universe.
Oh, nice.
So that's a monthly. Issue 2 just came out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so if you want to see the latest on what's going on, Skeletor is with Superman now. He's helping Superman's regime, but of course he's probably planning to double cross him, and we see that. Of course. Yep. Apocalypse is, Darkseid's forces of Apocalypse are invading, and the Injustice superheroes need a champion to help them, and they're hoping that that's He-Man. But we'll see if he's up to the challenge.
Yeah, we'll see. This is so cool. I didn't even know this until I saw the PowerPoint and saw it, and I didn't even want to talk about it when we were pre-streaming because I wanted to talk about it on the stream. But this is cool. I did not know this existed. So He-Man and Superman, like, how cool is this?
Are you guys old enough to know who He-Man is?
Yes. I'm gonna be 34, my friend. I grew up on He-Man. I used to have the action figure back in the day. It's been a hot.
Well, not only that, but there was an old school He-Man and Superman crossover back in the 80s. So there is precedent for this.
Do you think there's a chance that He-Man may show up in Injustice 3 now?
DLC.
I'm thinking maybe even sooner than that, and I'm going to throw the picture I was talking about up in the Discord. But I think it may be even sooner than that because you know how many times WB does some sort of an exclusive for the mobile games?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's totally out of the picture to see He-Man as a character in Injustice 2 Mobile.
That'd be so awesome. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I wouldn't stake my reputation on it, but I don't think it's completely impossible either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, not at all. I'm also a little bit of a comic book guy, more of a Marvel comic book guy with my comics, but I like the DC universe stuff here and there. But yeah, I mean, I love my comic books, so this is cool. I'm gonna have to go out, look for this, and pick it up because this is awesome.
Yeah. Well, don't forget issue 1 also.
Yes, of course. You need to have 1 and 2. I'll order that if I have to. No big
Actually, this is going to be a 6-part miniseries.
Okay. Yeah, I bet 20 years from now that'll probably be worth a pretty penny. So you guys might want to pick this up, maybe, because it could be worth something someday.
You know the crazy part about this Injustice Masters of the Universe crossover?
What's that?
It's actually a follow-up. It's like a sequel. It takes place in the aftermath of Injustice 2, the video game, like after it's over.
Oh, wow.
And from He-Man's point of view, this takes place in the aftermath of another crossover that DC published between Masters of the Universe and Thundercats.
Thundercats, really?
Thundercats.
Yep.
Wow.
So there's a chance somehow.
Man.
Small chance, but a chance maybe we'll see something with Thundercats from NetherRealm, right? Thundercats confirmed. Mortal Kombat. No.
No, to be honest, Warner Brothers, it's look, it's a lot easier to put their feelers out there with a series of comics and kind of test the waters and see what works and what doesn't. Think about how many Ninja Turtles and Batman crossovers they were publishing before they put Ninja Turtles in Injustice.
That's true.
True. That's a great point.
When they do stuff, like I just saw now, they're continuing the whole Warner Brothers Looney Tunes crossover. That's a huge set of comics now they're doing between those franchises. And the new one is like Joker with Daffy Duck. So who knows what they're planning? Who knows what impact this could have on the video game somewhere down the line? But anything's possible, because in the world of these comics, the crossovers are insane. Yeah. And now with guest characters and stuff like that, I'd say anything's possible, you know?
Anything's possible. How would you guys like to play as the Thundercats in Injustice 3 for DLC? I would totally
That'd
dig
be
that.
incredible.
I would do it.
I would do it.
They would get my money. NetherRealm, take my money now.
Everybody always Oops, we're off. Everybody always complains about guest characters and stuff like that, but look how insanely profitable they are. Like, why would the company not do it? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Man.
Makes no sense. Like, of course, they should follow through with this. So.
I want to put a Bugs Bunny GIF in the Discord, but I'm on the thing. So who's gonna flood Discord with GIFs tonight?
Well, I put that one image up there. Like, if you're able to multitask, you can probably put a picture or two here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't see why not.
It's gonna be hard.
That's what she said.
Oh Lord. There we go. So yeah, we got the comic, and then do we want to get to the next image, or are we still going to talk about Masters of the Universe for a while?
Well, I guess we could talk about Masters of the Universe for a little bit longer.
Okay.
It is kind of a hot topic, because She-Ra is getting that new show, and that's made a lot of headlines and stuff like that. So it's pretty relevant, really.
Oh, of course. Of course. I think it's awesome. Like, this is cool. Injustice versus Masters of the Universe. Definitely picking it up. Absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually did something with, like, Wonder Woman and She-Ra, maybe. What do you think?
I wouldn't be surprised, no. I would pretty much think it's going to be a given.
Yeah, well, just like Scott, I do have another image that I want to share, and I'm going to try and throw that up in the Discord as well. Just as soon as I can find it, because I talked about it. I talked about this whole Joker, Daffy Duck thing, and I think it would be cool to kind of share it and show you guys what's up. So
Absolutely. Oh.
So here it is.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how readable it is in Discord. I know it comes up as a little tiny window, but what Joker is saying is, I'm not sure if you're cut out for this business, Duck. And as he's saying cut out, you can see he's holding a knife behind his back.
Yeah, that's fun.
So there goes the Joker with his puns.
Man.
AMP17 says, I'm on vacation in Rome and watching this. Well, have fun roaming around.
Rome's going to be beautiful, though, man. Have fun out there. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, no, enjoy it. Don't get homesick. Yeah. Enjoy it, because you'll be back home soon enough, and then you'll probably wish you were back on vacation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just trust me. Enjoy yourself while you can.
Have fun. Enjoy everything. Try all the food. Drink a lot of their beer, a lot of their wine. You'll have fun.
Speaking of enjoying ourselves and vacations, maybe it's time we get to the real topic. I think this is what's on everybody's mind. Kombat Kon.
Oh boy, here we go. Kombat
Kon. Well, this, man, the way this is unfolding is freaking a lot of people out, because can you pull up Richard DeVizio's comment from Twitter?
It's already there.
Oh, there it is. There it is. You are on top of your game.
I'm on top of my game, man. Come on.
And this was what, like a week or so ago?
Well, let's see here. Is there a date? Yeah, August 22nd. Scott, do you want to do us the honors and read this one? And do it in Richard DeVizio's voice.
I'll read it, but I don't know if I can pull his awesome voice off.
Okay.
But hey, Mortal Kombat fans, I will not be attending the 2018 Kombat Kon this year. And wanted to say that it has always been my pleasure meeting you and getting to know every one of you. Thank you again, Richard DeVizio, Kano Baraka, Cabal, and Quan Chi.
It's like there wasn't enough room for him to get to every character that he's played, so he just kind of fit it to those 4.
I always just like to say Richard DeVizio, like, almost every character in Mortal Kombat. Because he's done literally just about everybody.
Well, actually, if you notice, he played Shang Tsung at the end of Mortal Kombat Mythologies. That was
Mythologies. Wasn't his credit as
EFBE? And do you want to share what that stands for?
Every fucking buddy else. Because it's true. Yeah, I mean, Rich is awesome. I love Rich DeVizio. He is one of the guys I look up to, and he's a really good friend. He's a super cool dude. He's literally done it all with MK, much like Dan Pacina. So, I mean, yeah, Rich is a great guy. So I was really sad when I saw this, but, you know. Yeah, you understand, too. You do, to a degree. I mean, there's these are situations that need to be taken care of between Galloping Ghost, because Doc Mack and Galloping Ghost is phenomenal. But
man, they do the great look. Yeah. For anybody who's been to a Kombat Con, and I see people in the chat who I know for sure have been there. Like, I've met some of you, and it was awesome to meet you guys. And Kombat Con was awesome as well for many other reasons on top of that. And it's like, man, for Richard DeVizio to say he can't make it, it's like, oh, it's like he's ripping my heart right out of its chest. You know what I mean?
Again.
Yeah.
Kano wins.
Definitely.
Kano wins. No, but I mean, Doc is great. Like, let me talk about Galloping Ghost. Okay?
He is. He's a great guy.
Galloping Ghost, and thank you for the follow, Dylan. I appreciate you, buddy. Galloping Ghost. Let me talk about them for a minute. Galloping Ghost started these events, and they were Shang Tsung's Fight Night, and they were just these little events that Doc ran in the arcade, and they are fantastic. And the event continued every year to get like bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And you know, I mean, Doc really does this pretty much solo, maybe with a couple of the other Galloping Ghost guys like Brandon Diaz, who's another friend of mine, and these guys, like, they work really, really hard on this. I think from an outsider's perspective, from mine, that the event has gotten so large in scale and in size, and managing so many different people that are flying in from so many different areas and trying to set up everything at a hotel. And as a marketing coordinator, I can tell you it's not an easy job to do something like this. Scott, I think you were in marketing too at one point, so you understand. Yeah. This is an animal, and Doc is running an arcade with 600 machines that will break, that will go down, that he also fixes. And he's traveling out, I think, with Prince Arcades and getting new arcade machines. He's doing that stream. He's showing off every single Monday a mystery game. Like, this guy is insanely busy, and he's running a business the whole time and managing his staff. And then he's doing this.
Well, you're saying it like he's running a business. But let's be honest, he's probably running like 5 businesses, right?
Yeah, he's got Gamma, he's got so much on his plate. Like, I just think that they need a little help. And that's my outside view looking in. I think it would be great if we could get, like, or if they could get somebody that they just say, hey, every year you're going to be the guy who figures it out, who gets everything set up, who gets everything done and orderly, and gets it done. And I think if they did that, everything would go a lot smoother. But you know, you can't fault these guys. This is a transition. I think this is a growing period, right? Something gets big and hits kind of a glass ceiling, and then you got to figure out how to break that glass ceiling and continue further. And that's all this is a bump in the road for these guys. Galloping Ghost is phenomenal. They're great people.
Let's
it wasn't just Richard, right? So
right, it wasn't just Richard. No. See if you can pull up what Anthony said. Anthony made a statement on Facebook, and maybe you want to read the next one, Ryan? No, you know what? You read the other thing from Tom Taylor. I'll read this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I like how we all take turns here. Anthony says, attention, MK community. Unfortunately, I will not be attending Kombat Kon 2018. I know people fly in from around the world, so I want this information to get out ASAP. Please repost and share. Thank you.
I like how I'm in the picture.
My heart sank a little bit when I first saw that.
Yeah,
yeah.
Mine too. But I like that. Tough. I like that picture he posted though, with him and the Scorpions, and there's Danny, and then there's Alfredo, and I think there's Fredo. up there, and there's me in my goofy Mortal Kombat 2 shirt.
I did notice.
Oh my God,
that
that is you.
picture.
That is me. I think I've lost a little weight since then, but yes, that is in fact me.
Wow. Hey, congratulations on the weight loss, buddy.
Thank you. I didn't even try. It just happened. No, Tony, another great guy, right? Tony is very cool with the fans. He's a super nice guy. I love Tony Marquez. Yeah, this broke my heart too. The thing is I think that again, the con's just a growing period right now where they just need to figure this stuff out. And
There are growing pains when something like this gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It is difficult to manage it. It's just one of those things that it's going a little bit haywire, kind of in the public eye with this stuff. So it really puts a lot of pressure on him to get it fixed. And in fact, I think some of that pressure led to what's coming next. If you can go to the next screenshot we have ready.
Yep.
We've got a picture of the Kombat Kon website. And if you look, it says Galloping Ghost Arcade has stopped ticket sales for this date.
Yeah, and really that needed to happen. I think this is a good idea, and I think this was a great decision on Galloping Ghost's behalf, because right now they want to make sure. I think that what this is saying, they want to make sure they get their ducks in a row. They want to make sure they figure this out, and the only way this is going to get figured out is if they sit down and they hammer out the details and they communicate. And I think communication is a very important thing at this point, with everybody involved. And like again, Galloping Ghosts, they have a lot on their plate right now. They're running several different things. They've got several different things going on. I think somebody to maybe you know who I think would be a good fit. And this is just me. I think if Doc talked to Lewis, you know Lewis who works with Danny. I think if Doc talked to Lewis and let Lewis do these things and let Lewis set this up, and Lewis might be mad at me right now, like, damn it, Ryan, don't put me out there. But I think Lewis would be great at this. I think Lewis would be great at setting up Kombat Kon, and he has my vote to if Doc ever needs help or somebody to run this, like Lewis has my vote, because I think Lewis would do this with a lot of love, and I think he would definitely make Doc proud with getting this stuff straight. But
I don't know if he's able to do it. I don't know what he's got on his plate right now. I think he's a very talented individual, and I certainly think he has the right skill set to accomplish this. I've seen what he does for Danny and for all of them. He's a very good at what he does, and he's super personable, and he's able to make sure that everybody gets taken care of. So I think he'd be a good guy for the job if he's able to handle it.
Oh, absolutely.
But look, I want to get to something that I see going on in the chat right now, which is I see people looking at this and saying, well, I guess that's it. I'm not going now. And it's like, let's slow down there.
Slow down.
Yeah, let's not jump to any conclusions.
First of all, if I can just say one thing.
Please.
First of all, right now, Galloping Ghost needs the Kombat Kon fans more than ever. So you guys really, before you go out and get crazy, wait for, I think, Wednesday, right? Wednesday.
MK Universe is saying that he expects an update by Wednesday.
Right.
Now, that's not something that's publicly been announced, so I suppose it might be subject to change. But yeah, I would imagine that Galloping Ghost is going to have to make something about this public very soon. I think by sometime this week for sure, they have to say something one way or the other.
But hold on to the whole I'm not gonna, that you guys are gonna not come, because I'll tell you what right now, like, Galloping Ghost needs the support of all of us right now. So first and foremost, I think everybody should still go. I think everyone's gonna have fun. Second of all, everybody who comes and watches the stream and gets to know me, I think you're coming, right, Justin? You're gonna be there.
If this con is really on, then I'm not going to miss it.
Well, even if worst case scenario, even if it gets canceled, aren't you going to come down here, and aren't we going to hang out and have a couple beers, and I'm going to take you to some barcades anyway?
He is, aren't you, Justin?
There you go. Justin confirmed Kombat Kon 2018.
But you guys.
No, here's my thoughts on this. I mean, we can take a vote here. I mean, it's hard to say which way it's going to go because the talk's going to happen, but it's hard to cancel a convention at this point. I mean, there's money involved. There's deposits on the venue. I mean, they put a lot of time and money into this.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can still scrap, if they have like 5 guests still listed on the page. So, I mean, you still have some people that are going to be at this thing unless they fall out too. But
there are people who are going to be there who just haven't been able to publicly state that they'll be there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. There's going to be, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some surprise guests. So you might want to go.
Let's not name names though.
No.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
We're not going to.
It wouldn't be prudent to do that.
Right.
I'm just saying, when this all first came out, I think it's easy for the community and even us to be like, oh no, Kombat Con canceled. And granted, that could happen, right? But I think there's just too much invested into this. I still think as long as they can get a few solid guests, I think it can still happen. I mean,
yeah, I think it's going to happen hell or high water. I will say this. I talked to Dan Pacino on the phone 2 days ago. No,
yep.
maybe less than that. I talked to Dan Pacino, I think maybe yesterday. Time flies so fast for me. But yesterday on the phone for like almost 40 minutes. And I sincerely believe after that call that Kombat Kon's still going to happen. I really do. I think it's going to go down. So I don't think anybody should cancel their trip plans yet. I think you guys just need to be a little bit patient, wait it out, and see what's going to happen this week. But Dan was really like Dan. Oh, the On the Blast show followed us. I know those guys. I look up to these guys. The On the Blast show. These guys
James
are great.
Spink is a freaking legend.
I love On the Blast. Never met them, but I love them. They're great. Go check them out if you haven't already. They're freaking awesome.
Look, I am always singing their highest praises. And it's hard to get sidetracked with the important things we're talking about with Kombat Kon.
Yeah.
But just to see James in the chat, man, that means a lot because I used to read your strategy guides as a kid. I always thought that everything that you did was just legendary, especially the MK2 guide that you made. I am always sharing stuff from that guide with people wherever I go. And then, when you interview John Tobias, you got so much great information. I am always spreading the word about the On Blast show, so it means a lot to see you in here, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But the Kombat Kon thing. So when I talked to Danny Pacino on the phone, we had a good talk, and Dan is probably one of my best friends, like hands down, one of my best friends for sure.
You guys are like this.
We are. There's nothing I wouldn't do for him, and I think
he's like, get over here, give me a hug.
Yeah, exactly. Danny is my best friend, and to me anyway. He's a great guy, and we had a good conversation about it. Danny spoke very highly of Doc and of the arcade, and
that's what I think is so great, because he doesn't have any ill will. Like, despite the fact that it doesn't look like things are going the way we want, as fans, we all want them to work out. Right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But for Dan to say, he says nothing negative about the guy. He's, they're hoping they can get a resolution. They want that for not just for themselves, but for us as fans. And God, I am hoping against hope that they get there.
Yeah, I wouldn't rule it out. I think there's still time for this to work itself out. And we had a great conversation, and Dan, he has a lot of respect for Doc and for the con and for Galloping Ghost. And I think Danny wants to see this thing work out. I think Danny wants to... I think even if Danny doesn't go, Danny wants to see the con be successful. I really believe that. And I'll tell you, honestly, these guys all are friends. They all want to work things out. I think right now it's very imperative that we let them take the time and the privacy to do that, and to block out the noise. And I think the less noise we create right now regarding the situation, the better. Let them figure this out in a closed-door situation. Let them come to an agreement, or maybe a disagreement, but let it be what it's going to be, and then understand that next year, right? Because I don't believe that Kombat Kon's ever going to go away for good. I really don't believe that. Let's see what happens. Then next year, I'm sure everything is going to be much, much better, because this is a growing process, not just for Galloping Ghost, but for the actors and for the fans. I think this is something that we can all grow at, and I think that this is an opportunity for us to learn everything all the way around.
You make a lot of really good points with that. Something that I wanted to kind of capitalize on is the fact that these guys really are good friends in real life.
Oh, they are, yeah.
Rich DiVigio, Dan Pesina, Ho Sung Pak, like these guys go way back. Even with John Tobias, like they go way back to before Mortal Kombat was ever even a thought in their eye. You know?
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure for the longest time how friendly they still were until they started doing these cons. Because you know what threw me off was, you remember in the 90s, there's that lawsuit against Midway, and Dan Pesina was involved in the lawsuit against them, and Richard DeVizio chose not to do that, and he did not go with them. They kind of broke apart. Rich stayed on, and he went on to do like Mortal Kombat 3 and Mortal Kombat Mythologies and stuff like that. So long after the lawsuit was over, Rich stayed on and got to be part of this franchise. And I always wondered if that sort of would drive a wedge between their friendship.
Right.
And it wasn't until just within the last couple years, when they all started getting very visible at these cons, that we got our answer. And we're like, hey, look, these guys are all still pals.
Yeah.
And that was so great to see, because something like that, it could easily turn ugly. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, and
that was well, Brian, what you said earlier was just on point, though. Like this year, I mean, maybe it's not going to work out with, you know, Dan, Rich, and Anthony, but you got a year to fix this, right? I mean, this might not be the year. Kombat Con could still happen, maybe a little bit low key, but you know, next year, Galloping Ghost learns from this, get the right people on board to make some changes, and it's going to be a great year next year, maybe.
I mean, we all go through growing pains. I mean, Mortal Kombat Online went through similar growing pains, you know what I mean? Like, we all go through these learning processes, and it makes us better, and we come back stronger. The key is to not give up. The key is to focus, say, what can I do better, and then move forward. And right now, I think that Galloping Ghost needs everyone's love, support, and understanding. I think that the actors need everyone's love, support, and understanding. And I think that this is just a huge opportunity. I think it's all good. I think there's a lot of great things that will come from this. I think it's better that this actually happened in the long run, in the big picture, that this happened now, and that we can focus on it and figure things out and then move forward. Because I think there's going to be some great Kombat Cons in years to come. And I think that this is going to help everybody learn and grow and get better. So there's nothing wrong with that. Galloping Ghost needs everyone's support right now. The actors need everyone's support. So just be patient. That's the key for fans. Just be patient. And
you know, like you're, to piggyback off of what you're saying, Doc Mack has done a great job for years with Shang Tsung's Fight Night, and then more so as it turned into Kombat Con. I look forward to those so much. That's like my biggest thing that I really, really get excited about going to. Even earlier in the year, when we were talking about other things like E3, I was like, E3, maybe a possible Mortal Kombat 11 announcement, but Kombat Con is what I want.
Yeah.
And you and I, we were at C2E2, what, 5 months ago?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, dude, this is awesome at the C2E2 thing, but man, I'm gonna come back here again for Kombat Con, and that's what it's
man,
really.
I share that with you, Justin. Like, I hadn't gone to anything since like 2006. I mean, to be honest, until Kombat Con last year. And
what
man, when
did you do in 2006, Scott?
Well, no, wait, 2005. I can't remember what year. E3.
Yeah,
I think E3 was probably the last thing I went to.
Wait a minute, because look, at Mortal Kombat Online, we used to do tons of these events. We used to do E3. We went to Midway Gamers Day. We did stuff. We did like Game Stars Live. We did E for All. Like, we kind of went out to all these different events. San Diego Comic Con was a big one for MK versus DC. Yeah. But it was E3 used to be the big one that we did every single year. And once Galloping Ghost started doing Kombat Con, like, for me, this was my new favorite thing.
Yeah, I'm with you. Because, like, I think we had this conversation privately, Justin, but, like, E3 was a lot of fun. But, like, it was kind of on the inside, you know, track. You know,
it was fun. It was fun being on the inside and then taking what we learned and sharing it with the public, and we were sort of like the gateway for that.
Yeah, but I've never seen until now. You guys have been there twice now at Kombat Con, but I mean, I had never been in a room with hundreds of Mortal Kombat fans all at once. I mean, that was just—it's
awesome.
It was cool. The energy was just awesome. I mean, it got me excited for, you know, doing stuff like this Twitch program again and bringing Ryan on board. I mean, that all came because of Kombat Con last year.
Yeah, and the first time I met, so speaking of Kombat Con, the first time I met Tabmok was at Kombat Con when it was in a gym. Big old gym, and we did my stream because I was running solo, doing my own thing. And I met Justin, and I was like, dude, I followed you since I was like this tall. I used to follow the Combat Pavilion. You're awesome. You're a legend. And, you know, I asked you if you were still involved with MKO. I don't think you were at that time still. And then we did the interviews with John Tobias. We actually sat down with John Turk, John Tobias, Daniel Pacina, right? And we sat down and we interviewed them. MK Dan was with us as well. And, we did this interview, and then we showed clips of the original Mortal Kombat 1 behind-the-scenes footage with Danny there and with John Turk.
Wow.
And seeing John Turk's reaction, because John Turk had never seen that. Seeing
Right.
John Turk's reaction of how it actually how the whole system came to play with how they made the game was really cool. Like, you could see John Turk had like a lot of respect for Danny, and they actually built a friendship off of that. They are friends, and you know, we ended up interviewing John Tobias, and I kind of fangirled and blew up the interview because I didn't know what to say. My mind went blank, so I was like, I think the first.
I'm jealous. I've yet to meet John Tobias.
He's
You
a
guys
super
told me.
cool dude.
Scott, I found out later that John Tobias was there at E3 in 2002 promoting Tao Feng, and he was at the Microsoft booth, and we totally missed him.
Oh,
And it wasn't until Kombat Kon that I got to make things right and finally interview him.
oh man.
That's one thing that I love about Kombat Kon. Like I finally got to see things through to completion. I just had some unfinished business, you know?
Right.
And like if I died before Kombat Kon, I would have had to come back as a Spectre to finish my business.
There you go.
And James, the On Blast show, is saying he got a Kombat Con. He got one of those scroll invitations, which those things that Galloping Ghost made are awesome. So, you know, Fatal Cage, maybe you can see about getting some for us.
Yeah.
But and then also James has these MK. He has like a special cartridge that he worked on back in the Acclaim days. He was doing a revision of Mortal Kombat 1. They were gonna do it, and I guess the project got killed and it was out of his control. But he's still got a cartridge somewhere. He just doesn't know where, of that Nitro edition of Mortal Kombat 1. And yeah, you're right. I do want that. Like, I think everybody in the community who knows about that probably wants it.
Yeah.
And if you found it, I would go out and dump that ROM for everybody. No charge, as Kano likes to say.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, but I just think that there's a lot of fun to be had at these events with all the fans. Really, the best part of Kombat Con for me is, like Scott said, being around the high energy and all the other MK fans. And I will tell you this: if Kombat Con happens, regardless if the actors show up or not, regardless if they show or not, or can get that worked out or not, I am willing to take anybody on our MK tour with us, because I think Total MK, if he can make it, is interested in doing a sequel to the MK tour that we shot in Chicago. And I am 100% on board with hanging out with people and doing that all over again. I don't know how many people we can fit in my car, but we'll try and figure it out.
We might have to rent a bigger car. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Maybe we get a party bus.
So Cyberfox is in the chat talking about those little blind packs. She's talking about the Funko Pop figures that they're now selling at GameSpot. I just threw a picture of that up in the Discord so you guys can see 4 of them. We got Melina, Raiden, Scorpion, and Kano.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they look neat. They look pretty neat. Yeah, so for anybody who's into the figure collecting, I see we have a special guest on, Scott.
Yeah. Hey, this guy's been to Kombat Con.
Yes,
Yeah.
we've got a Kombat Con veteran. What's
There you
up,
go.
buddy?
He got his picture with Carlos, right?
Cheer, mate. That's not my
Oh yeah. So funny, quick story about Jackson here. This is my son, guys. But I took him to Kombat Con last year
for the first time.
for the first time. But he thought Luke was hilarious. He just loved the accent, Total MK. And that's why he is making this accent. He just thought that was hilarious. He had never met anybody with an accent like that, and that's all he would talk about and still talks about to this day. So thank you, Total MK, for that.
Well, here's a fun little bit of trivia for you. Not only is your son named Jackson, but Catalin who played Katana and Melina in MK2. Her son's named Jackson, and these two.
I met him. We became friends last year, actually.
There you
Yeah.
go.
They like
Jackson
hung
and
out.
Jackson,
Like
best
it was
friends.
kind of awkward because like Jackson and Jackson are like, she's signing the autographs, and him and Jackson are like behind the table, like playing video games. And like, so I finally it's my turn to get get her autograph. And I'm like, hi. My kid's playing with her kid. So yeah.
That's fun.
All right. Say bye.
Bye.
Hey, bye, Jackson.
Bye. That's
He's
awesome.
great.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Get out of here.
He's great. So, hey, Fatal Cade, what do you think? Is now a good time to start up the trivia?
The trivia, yeah, this is going to be a shorter stream, but yeah, absolutely. Let me go ahead and get the trivia bot started. We're going to still get ready. We're only giving away one spin per win, so first and second place, you'll each get one spin here. But we've got the trivia bot in there, so pay attention to the chat because it's going down. Of course, let's give a shout out to our current leaderboard, shall we? Geronaboo won, and then Lone Wolf Productions pulled out the W on the last stream there, which is pretty awesome. So shout out to our good friend Lone Wolf Productions. Good dude, really fun guy, and I might have to legit start asking Lone Wolf Productions for some of these trivia questions because he is so knowledgeable about this stuff. See if we can't get Lone Wolf Productions to maybe make a trivia questions for us, because the guy seems to know everything. Like boom, 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 boom. He's up there with trivia knowledge. Might give you.
I'm glad we got a second winner finally.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, the trivia
that was our first show, wasn't it wasn't even like it was like our pre-show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the Lost episode kind of a thing.
Yeah, the trivia is not the trivia is not easy, and then breaking the combat code is incredibly hard. And I wanted it to make it really hard because it's just like the '90s in the UMK3 before the internet really came about, right? Like people were trying to figure out the combat code. I remember there was a guy I went to school with. He's a couple grades ahead of me, but he literally had a notebook and he would draw all the logos on there, and he'd like try to mathematically add them all up. And I'm just like, dude, like, you know how long that's going to take? He's like, I don't care. I'm going to figure out how to break the combat code. And so, I like doing stuff like this. It's definitely a lot of fun.
Well, look, can you kind of explain how this trivia works for some of our newer audience members?
Absolutely. So the trivia is really easy. You just answer the questions. We run it for a little bit. We have a first and second place winner. When we end the trivia, whoever is in first and second place will get one spin. When we ask you, we'll activate the spin bot. You'll hit !spin in the chat. That'll give you a spin of the combat codes. If you spin them and match all three of them together to be the same logo, you win the giveaway prize, which is going to be our, I believe, Injustice 2 hats. We have two of them. Oh, I have one Raiden hat left. Should I throw that up for giveaway?
Is it signed by Richard Epcar?
It is. It's signed.
Oh man!
Oh, man, this is a tough call.
So this is gonna be it's gonna be a little bit difficult call here. But I think we'll give away two Injustice 2 hats since we talked about Injustice 2 today. And these ball caps are super nice. They're super rare. I don't think you can really find them anywhere to my knowledge. I haven't seen them around. But they're the official Injustice 2 hats. And they got like the Bill art. They're really, really nice. So we'll be giving away two of these today. We're gonna save the Raiden hat for another stream.
Okay. Well, that is a nice send off for the Injustice 2 comics, which that run has ended.
Yeah, absolutely. And
so that's pretty appropriate.
And they're nice hats. So you know what? So it's really cool. Actually, I got a couple extra Injustice 2 posters that my local GameStop donated to me when Injustice 2 came out because they found out I was a streamer. And they're like, here to. So, you know what? Maybe we'll give away one of these Injustice 2 posters. The ones that GameStop was giving away with the pre-order of the game. I've got one of these. So, we'll give a hat away and we'll give one of these away just to change.
What is that? Sizes. Is that a poster?
This is a poster of Injustice 2, and I'm gonna unwrap it here.
You're gonna unroll it here?
I am. So, this is the Injustice 2 poster, and this thing is really cool, and these are really hard to find now. So
oh man,
that's cool.
Yeah, the artwork is absolutely crazy good. So I mean, this is definitely a collector's item. So if you're a collector, you missed out on the Injustice 2 pre-order poster. I've got 3 of them, this being one of the 3, that we will gladly put up today for one of our winners. Again, both items are pretty rare. I don't think you can get that Injustice 2 hat anymore. I don't think you can get the poster anywhere anymore. So some nice stuff for sure. If anybody wins, they'll get to select which prize they want, and that's how we'll roll with it. But how it works, so if you do match 2 of the 3 from left to right, they can't be 2 from the right. They have to be from left to right. If you match 2 of the 3, you'll get an extra spin, another chance. So that's also how it works. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, pretty much that's the rules. Pretty simple. But yeah, it's cool. I'm gonna see if maybe I can get in touch with Dan Pacina to get some and buy a couple of Mortal Kombat Genesis games. Maybe get him to autograph some of those. Maybe I can take care of him for doing that, and maybe we can do something like that, which would be a lot of fun. Just to get all that stuff done and do the stream and all that. So yeah, all sorts of fun, cool things that we can do and put together for sure. So. This is not going to be the last of the cool giveaways, I assure you. I just have a lot of stuff I'm trying to get rid of. But yeah, it's definitely...
Yeah, well, look, the hat's awesome. The poster's awesome. The other hat's also awesome. Like, and you never stop. You always think of more ideas for prizes. So I don't think we're ever going to run out of prizes to give away on this stream.
Never.
I think we're always going to have something for people to win.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to always have some pretty cool swag that I don't think you can really get anywhere else. That's kind of what I try to do, is make it unique. So,
if Kombat Kon happens, we should get something signed there, so the people that can't come have a chance to.
Right now,
yeah,
Kombat
Con,
what?
So many opportunities.
I will tell you.
signatures.
I will tell you, at this particular location, there's no possible way that we can go live. So we'll have to record everything that we do and then go live later.
We don't think the internet will work too well over there, huh?
Nope, we've done it before. It did not work out. So we're just going to go in and record everything. We're going to get a lot of good interviews, though. We're going to record a lot of good interviews, and we'll just put it up the next day. But I can already assure you, especially from going to Kombat Con that last year and sitting there and trying to figure out how can we get the internet to work, and it just wasn't working. It's like, okay, well, let's just record everything and go in with that mindset and then just put it live later. Probably the best way to deal with that. But,
yeah, I think you're right. You know what you're doing when it comes to whether the internet will be good enough to stream or not. You always have a good backup plan. You always make it work. Internet or no internet, we find a way to get the content. We find a way to get the content out to the people.
I see what you did there.
There you go.
Freudian slip, man.
Oh, Mortal Kombat confirmed. Mortal Kombat 11 confirmed right there.
Right there. That's, yeah, can you imagine?
Straight from the horse's mouth.
Oh, and I love watching the trivia, by the way. This is like one of my favorite parts, is looking at how fast these people catch these answers and then seeing which ones trip people up.
Yeah.
And I can tell it's always the Mortal Kombat novel. It's like, oops, nobody's read that. And I think you've got a signed novel to give away to somebody, or maybe you've already done that. But it's like, despite the fact that people know about this novel, how many people have actually read through the thing?
And Joseph, you said this already. I'm sorry, but are you the one that writes the trivia?
Oh yeah, I do write the trivia questions.
I tell you, you are a book of knowledge. Yeah.
It's an understatement. That's an understatement.
Yeah.
Especially, you know what I like though is when you get like Total MK and Tabmac 99 together. It's just magic. Well, especially when you're not streaming, when you're just in person hanging out, like on the MK tour. Like these guys were just like back and forth, and then if they got something where they didn't agree with each other, they'd go right on Google and then be like, oh, I was wrong, or oh yeah, see, I was right. It's pure magic with these two guys.
Well, it's crazy because there's really not a whole lot that I will get wrong, and there's really not a whole lot that Total MK will get wrong. So if there's ever a disagreement about something, there's going to be like some new third explanation that neither of us knew, so that we both learned something. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty much the only way something like that ever gets resolved.
Sometimes, yeah, that's what happened. I think 1 or 2 times when we were hanging out.
It's
but it's cool.
it's like when the unstoppable force meets the immovable object.
Yeah. Luke would be the immovable object, and I think you would be the unstoppable force.
I was kind of thinking it was the other way around, but
Oh well, yeah, that could be true. It could work both ways.
No, you guys are awesome with your MK knowledge. It's funny. I'm terrible at MK, to be honest. I'm sure Justin remembers that time he beat me at E3.
Wasn't there a video of that?
Oh man,
I
it was
saw,
bad.
I saw.
Well,
I saw a video of you guys from back in the day playing.
We went
Yeah.
3 rounds though.
yeah, you're talking about the same video. Yeah, you weren't that bad. You really
Yeah.
weren't that bad.
No,
But I was doing that crazy trick in Mortal Kombat 3, which I don't think it works as it's harder to pull off in Ultimate because they nerfed Sub-Zero so much. But I was doing that crazy thing in vanilla Mortal Kombat 3 where you're Sub-Zero, you do an ice clone, preferably an ice clone still in the air, like a jump kick ice clone that hasn't quite landed yet, then run up to the guy, then throw him, and you throw the guy, and then he hits the ice clone, and then as a result of that impact, he gets thrown the other way. Like, I love doing that stuff, and it's hard to pull off when you're playing somebody. It's easy to do to like a still character who's not trying to win. It's
Sure.
really hard to do it in an actual fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's like a 3-step setup, and it's so predictable because the other guy knows what you're gonna do. But I did manage to pull that off like 1 or 2 times, and it's just so satisfying when you can actually do it. And you didn't make it easy on me, Scott. You don't sell yourself short. You're a good player.
You know what I hate about playing Tabmach 99 though? Is when you're playing him in Mortal Kombat 2 and he goes ahead and picks Shang Tsung, and then you got him beat. You got him beat. And then he sits here and he starts freaking out and going, and you just start laughing. And then he comes back and kicks your ass, and then he makes a pun when he beats you, like, I could foresee that I was going to win, or something, like he quoted the movie. I'm like, I give up. Yeah, he's actually...
I mean, look, Shang Tsung is my favorite because when you're Shang Tsung, you have access to every move in the game.
You do.
Like, what's not to love about that? Especially if you're like me. Like, look, James Fink made that great strategy guide, and then I committed the whole thing to memory. So I can pull up all those MK2 moves. And it's like, yes, Shang Tsung can do it all.
Oh, gosh, yeah. He's a great character if you know how to use him, and... Man, oh,
And no, but if you can time the morphs right, you can do that crazy stuff where you like turn into Katana, then you get the other guy caught in the fan lift, and he's floating up. Then you morph back into Shang Tsung, then you do the triple flaming skull. So just as they land from the fan, it's like 1, 2, 3. It's just devastating.
Yeah.
Again, not easy to pull off because of the timing, but when you do it, it's just nothing so satisfying as one of those.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'd like to do is get... If Kombat Kon happens, and usually at Kombat Kon, like we have like a little day before party at my place. We kind of get like Luke and you and MK Dan and the guys over. I'd like to get the ROMs for Mortal Kombat 2 Plus, like physical ROMs, and put them in the arcade machine and jam.
Yeah.
Because that would be fun. That'd be a lot more interesting for sure.
Dude, however we do it, it's fun to play it on a PC or on a console or on your actual arcade machines because you freaking have an MK2 arcade machine in your kitchen,
I do.
you lucky bastard.
I do.
But however you do it, it's Mortal Kombat is just one of the greatest franchises, and it's so much fun to play it in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I really hope that Kombat Kon still happens, hell or high water, and I hope that the actors can work it out. But regardless, I'm excited just to hang out with other fans of the game. And
Nobody said it's canceled either, right?
Yeah. Nobody said it's
the
canceled.
tickets have been pulled off, and you can see that on this screenshot. It's been up this whole time. It's like, shoot, the tickets aren't on. But I'm hoping that they're going to go back on.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they figure it out. And I'll just be looking forward to hanging out with the rest of the fans and having a good time. And I think, am I allowed to talk about what MK Online might do for Kombat?
I think you
You mean
can talk about
the
it.
party?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know
Yeah.
about that.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna go to, I think, Dave and Buster's. There's one that's not far. I think it's like kind of in the area. We're all gonna go to Dave and Buster's and we're gonna jam. I don't think they have any Mortal Kombats there, but I did see the Injustice 2 arcade.
Okay.
So that is
Yeah,
the thing.
I've kind of put off the planning on it with everything kind of being in limbo. But if Kombat Kon's on, I mean, anybody in the chat, if you're flying a Kombat Kon, it's meant for Mortal Kombat Online. It'll be Friday night, I think. Yeah, the night before. I don't know what time yet, but we'll make announcements and see if anybody wants to chill with us. I would like to. I don't know if we would do it that night, but like record because like internet's gonna be shoddy. But we've talked about doing like an anniversary because it's our 20th anniversary. That's the whole point of it. 20 years of MKO this December 25th.
Wow.
But like do a retrospective interview hosted by Ryan.
I don't know if I'm.
Are you
I don't know if
okay
I'm
with
worthy. I don't know if I'm worthy of doing that. That's a pretty big deal. I've been a huge fan of Mortal Kombat Online, way longer than I've been working here. So
I mean, we're all coming down. I don't know if everybody knows this, but I mean, assuming this Comic Con still happens, it's me, Justin. I mean, Ryan, of course.
Yep.
Joey, the other co-founder of the site, and then Dark Bishop. Is there anybody else? I think that's it.
CC Shadow is he?
Yeah,
coming?
CC Shadow.
Okay.
That's 4 of us. Or 5 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I missing somebody?
Wait a minute. You've got you and CC Shadow are like the 2 big kahunas who started everything. Then there's me and Bishop, and then Fatal Cade's our newest member. Yeah, that's 5 of us. We'll be there.
Yep. We will be there.
Mick wants to. We've invited Mick. Mick's in Australia. I don't know if he'll be able to make it, but he is welcome.
He is definitely welcome to have a couple beers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And pizza. And whatever other good food they have because we're going to do this at Dave & Buster's, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that'd be easiest. Maybe like depending on how much like people say they're gonna come, maybe like run a little conference room, have like a dinner.
Yeah.
So,
And then we can all do that Jurassic World VR experience, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Which I did, and I set the record on it. Set the high
Nice.
score on it, which was fun. Fun random fact.
You know,
but
I
yeah.
just saw that the other day, that Jurassic Park VR game, and I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, Fatal Cade, he would love this. Sure enough, not only do you love it, you're #1 high score over there.
Well, last I played it, they said I set the high score for it, so I was like, yes.
that's cool.
Love Jurassic Park, love Mortal Kombat. But yeah, it's cool.
You know, I tried to share something in the Discord, and I don't think it worked. And I guess the time has passed now. It was a while ago. Sometimes the Discord to Twitch link gets severed somehow, and then it takes a while to get caught up, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. I can see if I can fix that though manually.
Oh yeah, I hate to
worries.
put you out there, man.
No, it's all good. I need to know these things. I need to know. Oh, there's the Prince of Pain. Those are the
Yeah.
2 different covers, the 2 variants.
Yeah, oh, there it is. You got it. You fix it. Oh, but the letters get cut off, so you can't really see the whole point of that picture.
I might be able to fix
But
that.
yeah, they were. You know, one of the trivia questions was about who's nicknamed the Prince of Pain, and it's like, yeah, well, you can kind of see it if you look at the letters of Prince of Pain, but the Goro letters say it too. One of them's in yellow and one of them's in blue. Oh, hey, look at that! You can scroll up for us. Thank you.
There we
That's
go.
great. Thank you. Yeah, basically, it's just like if it has the Comics Code Authority symbol on the front cover, they printed it in yellow. And if they don't have the Comics Code Authority on the front cover, they have it in blue.
What?
Yeah, I know. This is like one of these crazy things. I think it's only with this one issue, too. Like, this is some deep, deep Mortal Kombat trivia that I think barely anybody was aware of before now. But it's like, yeah, the Comics Code Authority ones, they not all the comics got approved because they were a little violent. But the ones that are approved, they are actually printed out on pulp paper, which is cheaper. And the ones
Approved by who though?
the Comics Code Authority, which was like an alliance between the major publishers.
That's cool.
Yeah, so if they put their stamp of approval on it, then Malibu would print those issues in like pulp paper, which wasn't as high quality. But the ones that are not approved, the ones that they rushed before they submitted the comic for approval, those are printed out on glossy paper, and those hold up much better.
Interesting.
I think so. Yeah, if anybody's like super into comics, like they would just eat stuff like this right up.
Oh yeah, that's It's really interesting details.
How's the trivia doing? We have an idea of who's.
Let me take a look here. Let's take a sneaky peeky at who is doing what.
Total MK is asking me, but was it a Deadly Alliance Tabmach 99?
So actually, Outworld is winning right now with 26, and Revenant, Ryu Kang, and Plague of Souls are tied at 10.
Wow. Outworld's crushing it.
Outworld is another knowledgeable cat, by the way. Let me tell you about Outworld. This guy is awesome. He knows... him and Luke, I think they were separated at birth, man. I really do. They're great.
Not separated by too much either, because they're both in Australia.
They're both in Australia. They're fantastic, though. Outworld's a great guy. Love him to pieces, man. He knows his trivia. He is... I'll tell you what. I think the only person that might be able to give him a run for his money is Lone Wolf Productions. You know what I mean? I'd love to see these two go at it head to head because they would.
They were going at it last
last time.
They were. If we would have let that go on, they would have just gone neck and neck and neck and neck through the whole darn thing. Oh man.
Yeah, it's one of those things, and they're both really good. And this is what is so nice to see because Outworld is a huge speedrunner. You know, he's set so many records. He's such an involved part of the speedrunning community that usually those guys that are all about the gameplay, a lot of those people don't know too much about the lore. They don't know too much about collecting the collectibles. They don't know too much about story elements, especially from non-canon sources like comics and movies and so forth.
Right.
But Outworld is not just about that. He's not just playing to get the highest and the fastest score or the best speed time. He really gets into the games, and he's like a true fan. Like, we can really connect because he knows all this stuff. I mean, just look at how he's doing on trivia.
He's a true blue guy. You know, I mean, you got fans, but then you got true blue fans that are just like, their heartbeat is the game. And
you should get this guy on stream.
I know. I think we are trying to maybe work that out. I think he would be great, especially because we had like a 6-hour conversation on Skype with him. He is just such a great person, and he's fantastic. If we could get him on, I'd love that.
He can't get the prize unless he agrees to come on.
Oh, stipulations.
Yeah, a little bird rule just for him and nobody else.
He says okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'd love to get Outworld on, man. He's great. He's awesome.
If he doesn't get on, it's going to be my son. He'll be the next guest. So.
Oh, yeah. Jackson would be great.
Yeah.
Listen, Scott, if you ever come down to Florida, there is a great place near me called Jackson's Ice Cream Parlor. And you're all invited.
Okay.
I've actually been thinking about coming to Florida for some vacay time next year, Justin, so I might have to hang out with you, man.
You're invited.
Just to come by and hang out. Now, are you around any bodies of water that are swimmable and nice?
He was at Hollywood Beach the other day.
Oh, that's true. So how is that far from you or no?
No, not at all.
Oh, really?
Gosh. Yeah, we can hit those Florida beaches up, man. Not a problem.
Yeah, that needs to happen, man. I need to be on a beach. I need to be on a beach for sure. Yeah, we'll figure that out. That'll be a lot of fun. Do you have any of the arcade machines though?
I do, as a PS3 game. Yes, I have the MK Arcade Collection, which has Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
But you don't have... Oh, here we go.
I think he means like I think you meant like an arcade unit.
Well, we can play with this, and Scott, I can thank you for this one, buddy.
Yeah.
There you go.
I forgot about that.
There you go.
Scott gave that to me. Thank you, buddy.
I love it. I love it when Tabmach like shows something, right? Like he gets off camera and shows it because his background is the portal stage. So I always just imagine him being like, "Wait a minute," going back in through the portal, pulling it out of the portal, and being like, "Look what I have."
That's hilarious.
The illusion is complete.
The illusion is complete. It's awesome.
Dude, honestly, man, as a kid, I always thought, like, when I grow up, I'm going to have an arcade machine in my house, and this is going to be so cool. And then it's like, that's not very practical. I guess I can't really do that. I don't know anybody else who does it. Then I go to Ryan's house, and it's like, what? You did it! You're living the dream! Oh,
I made it
thank you
practical.
so much.
I made it practical. So I got 3 arcade machines in my kitchen and 2 in my living room. I don't care. It's the first thing you see when you walk into my apartment, and I don't care. It's awesome. Yeah, do it. Do it. Get an arcade machine. You totally should. It's worth it. It's totally worth it.
Dude, I got to give a shout out to Judgment Fist for making this Portal background, or I should say ripping this. This actually came from Mortal Kombat X Mobile Quest mode. Like, Judgment Fist went through and got a bunch of backgrounds that are exclusive to that mode, and they look amazing. Like, I know it's crazy how Warner Brothers and NetherRealm does all this extra support for the mobile game, but the assets that they're making, I know people want them on the console and on Steam, but the fact that they have that stuff at all is still pretty cool, so that we can use them for things like this, you know?
Is she in the chat right now, or are you just mentioning her?
No, I probably she'll probably see it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had her artwork spotlighted by, what was it, Ed Boon, right?
Yeah.
Ed Boon. Ed Boon caught wind of what she's doing. That's right.
If she only knew we were talking about her right now.
Yeah. Has she ever gone to Kombat Kon? I don't think I've ever actually met her.
No, she hasn't yet, but she wants to. And, you know, hopefully it'll work out with this Kombat Kon and she can make it. That would be fun.
It'd be fun to maybe get her on stream and show off some of the stuff she's done. You know?
Oh, man. Yeah, she's done some great stuff. Yeah, as a talented 3D artist, like, that stuff always wows me, you know?
Oh, yeah. It's not easy. For sure. But yeah, I'd love to get her on and see like her process of how she does her work and, you know, show people what she's done, because it's amazing. It's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, I would love to see like a breakdown. In fact, wouldn't it be cool if like she could maybe do a piece live, like from beginning to end, live on stream?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be nuts.
That'd be cool.
I think that might be a little tedious and time consuming. I don't know. She might be able to pump these things out quick too. Who knows?
Well, you know, I'm not an artist, so I don't understand the whole process from beginning to end. Like when they talk about rigging and texturing and modeling, and it's like painting, sculpting. I don't know any of this stuff, but it would be cool. Like whatever step is fast enough that it can be done within like an hour, hour and a half. That might be a lot of fun for people to see.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That'd be really cool. But yeah, I'd like to do that. And then other people that said they want to be on the stream is Dan Pacina. When I talked to him on the phone, he wants to come on. He thinks that Liz would be good to get on. Liz Malecki. Tony. And I'd love to get some of the Galloping Ghost guys on too, to talk to like Doc Mack. I'd love to have Doc on. Shit, like why haven't we had Doc? Like Doc would be great.
We absolutely should. I mean, I just love what he's doing. With not only with his business, but like we said, he's doing a million businesses. He's making his own game. He's got that Dark Presence thing, which would be so much fun. We want the On Blast show. I would love to have James Fink on as a guest, or maybe we could be guests on your show. Your show's huge. He wants to make a shameless plug, and I say he should absolutely make a shameless plug. That would be awesome.
Absolutely.
Oh, wait a minute. And look at this. I didn't even realize this. Total MK did a big interview with Doc Mack that he's going to upload to YouTube.
There you go.
What?
When did you do that, Luke?
Must have been during Kombat Kon this past year.
Luke has just got so much tricks up his sleeve, man. Just when you think you've seen it all from Luke, he's like, but wait, there's more.
You're an Australian infomercial, mate.
Yep. Yep. Oh,
Cool.
I love it. I love it. See, like, this is what's great about Kombat Kon is all the fans, everybody coming together, and that's what makes this thing so much magic. It's just great. I love getting Total on. I love getting Scott on. We can get you, Scott. I love getting everybody on, and I'm excited to see if we can get Dan. Maybe we can even get Dan to come in studio. I think that would be fun. I think that's very doable. I've been live on location with Danny multiple times, actually. So we have a pretty good friendship. We're pretty tight-knit. I'd love to see him come here to the studio and hang with everybody and jam.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. Well, listen. What do you think? Is it about time to announce a winner? I think.
I think
we all know who the winner is.
They burned through all the questions, so that I didn't even stop the trivia. It stopped on its own. So here we go. Outworld, first place with a blazing 37 correct, and in second place is Plague of Souls, the newcomer, with 14, and right behind him was Revenant Ryukang, who has been up there in our trivia for a while. Revenant also knows his stuff pretty well with these trivia questions, but congrats to Plague of Souls and Outworld.
That's awesome.
So Outworld, we're giving away a poster and an Injustice 2 hat, both for Injustice 2. Whenever you are... Well, give me just 1 minute here to get this all sorted here, so let me get it working here. We're going to have to turn on the combat codes because the fun is about to begin. And I think we are almost there. Hang on. Okay. And here we go. So we've got everything ready to rock and roll. And so, yeah. So what we'll do is I'll play the music. We'll get this started.
Here it comes.
And we'll go ahead here and get this started. Alright, so we're going to do the combat codes.
Before we do this, I actually do have an important announcement to make as a surprise giveaway. In addition to all the stuff you're talking about, I've got something. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go and unbox it right now live so everybody can see what they're going to get.
You're unboxing? I didn't know about this.
Wow.
What could this be? He didn't even tell me this, Beerstein.
He didn't run this by us, Ryan.
He didn't run this by us at all. This is all new.
Nervous.
Oh my gosh, a surprise giveaway. What could this be? And you know if it's coming from Tabmock99, it's got to be something legit. Like, I'm really excited. Hang on, can I participate in this giveaway?
Well, it's too late because you lost the trivia, buddy.
Okay.
But I just got this. This was a gift donated to us by Mortal Kombat Online user Scorpio. Also goes by Shinox in the chat whenever he's in Twitch. So hang on, let's just find out what it is we're looking at here. Unboxing it right now, and I hate unboxing videos. I think they're the literal worst. But when I do it, it's okay.
You're doing great.
Pulling out your sorcery of invisible envelopes. Everything's different in Outworld.
Oh man, the green screen doesn't. All right, well.
Don't ruin the magic. It's portable. What's this?
What could this be?
Oh no, those
Looks
aren't
like a
what
s'more.
Those things aren't what I think they are they?
They are. They're indeed what you're thinking of.
Oh.
Okay, look, this is a lot of them too. Look at this. This is you know this. You know the UFS, the Universal Fighting System.
The Universal Fighting System Mortal Kombat X cards. That's so great.
Look at this. Shokan Bolt, Venomous. Oh, that reptile art. This is killing me. This is so cool. These are just got so many. So many. Look at all these cards. This is a thick stack of cards you'll be getting.
Oh wow.
If that's the prize you want.
Yeah.
So that is important. That was a nice gift that was donated to us for future winners.
And actually,
Scorpio.
I'll be right back.
No.
Oh man. Here we go. All right, so are we ready to have Outworld hit exclamation point spin and get this party started?
Yeah, please, Outworld, we're ready for you, buddy.
Okay, just type exclamation point spin.
Does that really make it spin? I've always wondered this behind the scenes.
That's basically.
Sorry. Yeah. Yes.
It does. Here we go. There's a little bit of lag here, but here we go. Oh, no luck. No luck. All right. Well, let's see. Who we got next? Plague of Souls. The Outworld did not get it. So Plague of Souls is up. Plague of Souls.
Come on.
Type exclamation point spin, buddy. You gotta spin to win.
I love that.
Yeah.
It rhymes, so you know it's true.
It is true. There we go. Oh no! I'll tell you what. Do you want to give? It's up to you, Tabak. Since you got the surprise giveaway, do you want to give Outworld 2 more spins and then have Plague do 2 spins?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so Outworld.
I really wanted that.
Like,
I'm glad you
actually,
asked.
yeah.
So Outworld. My giveaways nobody won, but for your giveaway, we'll give away 2 more spins to these guys. So Outworld, type exclamation point spin, not once but twice, my friend, and we will give you another shot at this here.
2 more free spins.
Oh,
hey,
here we
it
go.
still works even though he says baby, right?
Yeah,
that's
it
cool.
sure does. We need 1 more spin from Outworld now. He's on his last legs. See if he can do it. There we go. Oh. Oh, okay. So now Plague of Souls. Plague of Souls, you get 2 more chances here. Exclamation point spin, you get 2 more. Hello, baby. Did you spin me?
Spin me right round.
Hello, baby.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Almost got the matching ratings there. So Plague, you need 1 more. Plague needs to spin
Total
1 more
MK
time.
with all these great quotes.
Oh my god.
I'll do it. Oh, now look at this. I didn't win anything, did I? That put a big frown on me face, it did. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, Plague, you get 1 more spin. Plague gets to take his last spin. Here we go.
I love that it doesn't work.
Plague! You got it! Plague of
Nice.
Souls got it.
I'm like totally delayed, so I'm like,
Nice
Yeah, I
with
see
the
it.
3 yin yangs.
all right.
3 yin yangs out of a possible 3 yin yangs.
Did you
Nice
spin your
job.
mother with it in the back?
Plague of Souls is the winner.
I feel like we're just doing the same thing they do on Smurfs, where you
Oh.
take any word and just replace it with spin. Like, hey, spin you, buddy.
That's so great. So Plague of Souls, man, congratulations. Get in touch with Tabak99 on, you could probably just get in touch with him on Twitter.
Yeah, or whisper. You can whisper to me right here if that's easy.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah, just whisper him your details. Tabak99, hit him up with your details. He will send those off to you. Congratulations.
You
That's
got
awesome.
the
Congrats.
you got these MKX Universal Fighting System cards, man. That's legit.
That's totally
That is legit.
So we'll
Wait,
be
is
adding.
this 2 streams in a row where we've had a winner?
Yes.
Yeah, we're getting good at this.
We're getting
Yeah.
They're getting good at breaking the combat code.
Man.
I don't know
Right,
what's
that means next time we do this and we have like the leaderboards, it's gonna be Plague of Souls' name up on there.
Plague of Souls is going to get his name added right here to the leaderboard, right under Lone Wolf Productions as being one of our code champions. So congratulations to you, Plague of Souls. You have earned yourself on the Board of Immortality, if you will. So that's great all the way around.
Wow.
Congratulations, my man. Good job. It's good
I didn't
stuff.
realize that was animated before. The
Yeah.
co-champion.
Yeah, it's a recreation of the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 scoreboard, to the best of my ability. But yeah.
Comes out great. Comes out great, man. This whole stream is such great throwback to everything about Mortal Kombat, from the purple portal background to the music in the beginning to the intro to the countdown. Like every single thing you do, there's something Mortal Kombat related if people are looking for it. Down to the fonts. Yeah, down to the exact font choice that you use. Like you got it legit, man.
Yeah, I threw a lot in there. It's a lot of love that went into this, but actually, Total MK is the one who gave me the idea for the layout. So I'll shout out Total MK for that, because he's the guy who initially did this for me when I interviewed Josh Sway back in my hometown in Ohio. I interviewed Josh Sway, and it was actually supposed to be Rich DeVizio that I was going to interview, but something came up with Rich very last minute, so I called Sway up and Josh is like, absolutely, we'll go on, we'll talk about Insert Coin. We went to this little barcade in my hometown, which is a small town in Ohio. They have a barcade there. I went there. They had me host the live
Hey,
stream.
Ryan, your mic.
Oh.
It's a little off.
Is it off?
It's very low now, all of a sudden.
Weird. Let me see if I can fix that.
Now it sounds better.
Yeah.
Okay, it must be a glitch or something. But anyway, Josh Sway came on, and we had this great interview, and it was just awesome. So Josh had this really good interview with me, and we were in this barcade in Fostoria, which is a great barcade. I mean, it's not like anything up here, but it's nice and it's well put together. And we did this interview, and it was great. And when I did the interview, I didn't have an overlay, so Total MK actually made an overlay that looks very, very close to this one, and it gave me the inspiration to make this overlay. So shout out to Total for that. The only difference is the Total's portal background was orange, so as a shout out to Total, I had to make Outworld purple again. So yeah, give credit where it's due. But yeah, that's totally all Total MK who gave me the inspiration for this whole layout. So mad props to him. But yeah, so then I because when we were interviewing John Tobias and you were talking to Tobias about the technological aspects of MK3, like the metal arms and everything. So that's where I got the idea to use kind of like a technological overlay, because it's MK3's kind of, ladder here with that. And I thought, yeah, that kind of fits maybe the idea of what Tobias might have gone for. So that's kind of what I came together with. So it's very Ultimate MK3-ish, the whole overlay. But then, we got the life bars from MK2. And yeah, a lot of that went in there. And fun fact, the intro video that I put together was actually a tribute to Mortal Kombat Online as a whole. So you'll actually see, if you watch the intro, that it goes from Mortal Kombat 1 all the way up through...
You're right.
Through the current...
Yes, yeah, all the games are presented in order. It's not random.
Yep, it's all
like,
in order.
yeah, if people pay attention to the intro before the next show, they'll see that too, yes.
Yep, so I did that, and then, I was debating if I wanted to put Shaolin Monk's footage in the intro, and then I was like, no, because it's not really a true blue fighting game. Like, I wanted to do all the fighting games of Mortal Kombat in a row. So, yeah, that's how I came up with it, and that's how it works. But it's cool. It's a lot of fun to do this stuff, and I'm sure we might update the overlay over time or such as needed. But right now, I like the way it looks, I like the way it is, so I don't foresee anything changing in the immediate future.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna like the way it looks. I guarantee it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that Anthony from the MK book team contacted me and had some ideas to update some things, which might look pretty cool. So we'll see how all that works. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of love went into this. So thank you guys for giving me a chance to do this. This is just still it's like pinch me, I'm dreaming. I'm part of Mortal Kombat Online. Oh my god.
How many streams have we done so far?
Oh god, I think I've lost count.
This would be like number 9.
Yeah.
Number 9.
And I only keep track of it because I always have to, when I upload them to YouTube, and I have to make the thumbnail, and I put like the episode number in there.
Yeah.
So that kind of keeps me aware of what we're doing and how far along we all are.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into this too on your behalf. So you put all the images and everything together and send that over to me, and so there's actually a lot of work that goes into this guy. And then Tab.
We all coordinate things pretty well here.
Yeah.
We run a pretty tight ship. Yeah.
We do, and Tabak really does a great job of throwing things together and figuring out some content to talk about. And if I see anything, we'll talk about stuff as well. And yeah, we work out really well together, and the stream is definitely a lot of fun. So I'm excited to see what.
And I'm really excited to hear from Galloping Ghosts one way or the other. Like, I know people have already bought tickets. The people have already bought airfare to fly out to this thing, and now tickets are not on sale, so it freaks people out. It worries people. But it's not necessarily canceled. They haven't officially said that it is canceled, so we've really got to stay tuned and see what's coming up ahead. Like, this is something that we've really got to keep our eyes on, because as we don't want to miss out on this. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. I think that regardless of what happens, if anybody does come out and whatever happens, I'm going to do my best to make sure everyone has fun. And which isn't much, but I'm willing to take people to some fun barcades, to Galloping Ghost. There's a fun barcade here in my backyard that's ran by a guy that is a good friend of mine. And you were there, weren't you, Tabmock? I took you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly the place you're talking about.
Twincade.
Yes.
Yeah, they're great.
Twincade.
So
Good stuff.
we'll take you guys there and we'll have fun. They have good food there, and then we'll go to Galloping Ghost and Jam there. And
I still have a couple tokens with the Twincade logo on it.
yeah, they're great. Those tokens are
stuff,
awesome.
man.
I love Twincade. Love it. But yeah,
I can't wait to go to Galloping Ghost. I did a 1-day trip last year, so I didn't go to the after party because Jackson was with me. So.
Well, you're gonna go to the after party this time, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be like The Hangover, but with Mortal Kombat. And everyone's gonna wonder where
since
Justin
everybody
went.
in the chat is getting carried away with the puns, let's just call it Spincade.
Spincade. There you go.
There you go.
That's actually a cool name. If I ever made a barcade, which might someday be an endeavor of mine, if I ever do that. I've always dreamed of eventually moving to Japan and setting up a barcade over there with American Midway games. But, like,
Awesome.
I got 5 of them now, so it's doable. I mean, it could happen. You never know. But yeah, I mean, you never know. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, if you guys come out regardless, don't panic. We'll have fun. Get in contact with me. Get in contact with Tabmock. Get in contact with Scott, because I think Scott's going to come out too. And we'll all get together and just have fun regardless. We'll have a good time. We'll make it memorable for you. So, no worries. But Galloping Ghost, I'm pretty sure they're going to go down. So you guys are going to be able to go to a Kombat Con. I think Galloping Ghost is going to run it. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think you guys should support them and be behind them and just be understanding and patient right now and let them figure
And
it
MK
out.
Universe is out there in the chat saying it's not canceled.
Yeah.
So
I don't think it's going to be. I really...
that is very reassuring to hear. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be canceled. Like, when I talk to Danny, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Doc's going to have his event. I think it's going to be a great event. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think people just need to simmer down a little bit, chill out, and wait and see what happens. And just take a deep breath, relax, and let them figure it out. Everything eventually
I'm getting
will
all
work
excited again. I mean, I'll admit I was a little, before this stream, a little sad.
Yeah.
No, but now I have some hope.
Yeah,
I think you were just upset about the Injustice 2 comics ending.
That was actually it. Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of good stuff that's going to happen for Kombat Con. So just stick with them, and let's wait this thing out, and we'll have a lot of fun. The Mortal Kombat Online is going to be doing something if Kombat Con is still going through and everything. Mortal Kombat Online will be right there with them, doing some fun stuff. So, I mean, just hang tough, guys. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have a blast, I promise you. So, 'tis all good.
Well, guys, thank you for this. This was another huge success of a stream. Good job, everybody. And congratulations to our winner, Plague of Souls. Awesome stuff. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.
We will
Later.
see you guys for the next one. Take care.
Thank you.